live on YouTube, and we are about to be sharing my screen with some exciting news here. So we will just wait 1 second while this uploads on YouTube, and we will get right to the good stuff. All right, so we are there on YouTube. I will go ahead and get out of that screen, and let me get into some great news. So to start us off tonight, I am going to have a presentation for you on some exciting things that I think everybody needs to remember. And hopefully a lot of us will be implementing these items in our business plans as we start to business plan for the year. If you can believe that, it is time to start doing business plans. But we have some great news. We wanted to congratulate Heather Walters. She is our 10th person to be in the 100% club for the year. So she's hit 100 KGCI. And she has also then gone to 100% for the rest of the year. So congratulations to her. But we're not done yet. Jolynn Crawford also hit 100% commission over the past couple days. So she is the 11th person. So we are well on track to hit our goal of at least 20. And I'd like to see more like 24. That would be almost 10% of our office hitting 100% commission before the end of the year. And we are going to go over some ideas on how to get there. You can see these are the people that have done it so far. I would love to see a giant filled list of people at 100% commission. And as many of you already know, my goal is actually more than 100% commission. We're going to talk about that tonight. So congratulations again to everybody that has hit at least 100,000. I got to tell you, some of you are now over 200,000 in commissions and growing. So a lot of really good stuff there. But for tonight, what are we doing? Well, we are going to do a little bit something different than we've done before as far as business planning for the year. And what I wanted to do is literally go back to the basics and say, okay, why are we here? And what can we do to make sure that we're maximizing our own personal potential? That's always been something big for me is I call it betterment. Probably there's a better word than betterment out there, but that's the word that I use for it. I'm always trying to figure out where are we going to go in our careers. And so there's a concept called career visioning. And so what I really wrote out past week preparing for this and then put it into this PowerPoint tonight, which by the way, it is also functioning as a worksheet. So this will be sent to everybody in our office right after we finish tonight. And I anticipate this will probably take about a half hour, maybe a little longer, maybe not. We'll see. But what resources do we have? What are your goals? And this is a big new piece of this. How do you report? How do you track it? I have a tool that is brand new that you do not have to do anything to use because it's a tool that I will use with you. And so there's 6 total steps for substantial growth. It's not just about making money. It's about leverage. It's about multiple income streams, and it's about saving money. Are you sure you're even really getting yourself where you need to go and utilizing the right tools? I see sometimes when I coach with people that are not at exit and sometimes even at exit strategy that you're not using all the tools. And that means sometimes you're spending money you shouldn't. So we don't want that to happen. So let's dive right in. So step 1, and I'm going to minimize our faces here a little bit. Where are we at today? Where are you at today? And so that's where we need to start. There is again, new tool out. You probably have never seen it before from any other competitor or from us because I just got trained last week on how to use it. And so if you set up a one-on-one coaching session with me next week, the following week, we can even do it in small groups. Maybe you want to do it as a team. There's something I want you to start reviewing, and that is not just your agent report card at exit or those MLS kind of ugly spreadsheets, that get sent out to you. I want you to really analyze your overall numbers. A healthy business should be growing year after year. And I'm going to show you what this looks like using my own statistics as an example. I'm not going to pull anybody out of the crowd tonight and do yours with you. This we can always do one-on-one. If you're new, you may not have any sales history yet at all, but a healthy business should always be growing year after year. And does that mean volume-wise? Well, that's going to be relating to database. We're going to talk about database here in the next slide. I want you to talk about your average sales price. Is it increasing? If it's not, and the rest of the world's prices are increasing, you may want to consider what we need to do to tweak and add to that database and prospect for more people to put in that database. We're going to really hit on the CRM tonight as far as who's in there. I want to track that with you. And then also, are you a balanced agent? What I mean by that is, are you balanced buy side to sell side? It is a definite great thing in the industry when you see someone with a lot of listings. However, as a market flows, guess what? Sometimes we eat off of buyer deals. That sometimes it's an investor will pick up 3 or 4 transactions and your listing still hasn't sold. You want to have a balanced, healthy entire inventory of sales, both buyers and sellers. I'm going to show you what that looks like in a second. And so then I want you to also review your exit report card to go through your GCI and figure out what the next level is. What is your next level? And so we start with, there's 3 little bullet points here. You can check off when you're using this as a spreadsheet at home. You're going to check off and say, okay, well, where am I? If you're a new agent, you're at a 70-30 split. You have a very small database. Everything is overwhelming. I get it. I've been there. But we want to get you to an emerging agent as soon as possible. We've done something special at Exit Strategy. Obviously, we've kind of got some incentives for you that are different than some places, and we love that. And one of those is after you get your first 10 career deals, sales, leasing, or combined, and that, if you came over from another company and you had 6, we only got to get 4 more, because I want to get you to an 80% base split. I really want to get you there as soon as possible. So we need to figure out what you're not doing or what you need to do more of, and what I can help and the staff can help. But obviously it is still, a lot of it's on you, but I can help you. After you get those first 10 career deals, you're at an 80% base split, and that never goes down. So that's step 1. But step 2 then is, okay, well, that's great, but I wanted to do something more with you. And that is for you to become an experienced agent. So you may have heard of these 3 levels before with me. I'm big into the Project X quadrants. Well, when you're new, we got a lot of work to do. When you're emerging, we have a lot of growth to do. And when you're experienced, that's when you cap. So when you hit 100,000 gross commission income, that's your big goal. And you can do that, by the way, your first year. I know that's tough, but there are people in this office that did it their first year. Year after year, actually, we've had that happen. So we've had that happen now, I think, every year for the past 5 years in a row. I really love seeing at least 1, possibly 2 or 3 brand new agents have that happen to, because the magic that we added this year is then you're permanently at an 85% base split after that 100% for the rest of the year. So you cap out like the 2 ladies we just celebrated did. And then the next year, I wanted to do something to kind of say, look, it's not just that you cap, but that maybe you don't cap again the next year. With the shifting market, there may be some of you that hit 105, 110,000 in commission this year. And maybe with the market slowing down next year, that's tough to do. Well, I wanted you to at least have a reward to be like, hey, I capped once. I want you to cap every year, but I want to keep celebrating you. And quite frankly, remember the way Exit set up, Exit Strategy with the cap, we're actually taking less from you the better you do. The longer you're here, the more you grow. So that is my goal for everybody, that this year, if you cap, this is the first year we did this, cap 1 year, you're at 85% forever as a base. So it never goes down from there. And then obviously any year that you cap again, that is you as an experienced agent, just 1-time cap. So then let's get you after that every year, hopefully capping. But even if you do it just once, you're going to get that 85% base split, so that bump another 5%. The last piece is something that I'm so passionate about, and a lot of you have heard this before. If you're here, if you're not at Exit Strategy or Exit period, you may not know what this is. So we obviously have the residual bonuses program. We are going to talk about that more at length later, but I'm calling you an entrepreneur and we're all entrepreneurs, we're all independent contractors, but as an entrepreneur, you should be earning more than 100% commission. Because it's really, in my opinion, you can run a brokerage within a brokerage. Steve Coleno, I think, is on tonight. He had a person reach out to me earlier today that is just getting their start in the business. That is going to be a great relationship for both Steve and his person he's attracted as recruit to Exit, because Steve Coleno is amazing. And now that person will get some benefits, not only of my coaching and our masterminds as a group, but then also direct help from Steve. So that's awesome. I want you guys to all get there, as many as possible. So we've got really 3 steps: get you knowledgeable in the business, get you more growth in your own business, and then turn around and share that knowledge with other people that are not yet at exit. And that really is, that's the model, period. So I'm so sorry.
¿Pudiste darte la vuelta ahí en la casa en Westwood? ¿De la Westwood Road?
All right, I think I know. All right, let me go ahead and mute one more person just in case. So let's go into this bottom of this slide though. Let me go back to step one. So this is 6 steps. It won't be too long, I promise. Step 1, I am now at blank split. And by the way, if you're seeing this later and you're not at exit strategy, guess what? Put your split there too. Excuse me. Because wherever you're at, I want to help you grow.
Bless you.
Thank you. You can unmute yourself to bless me. All right, thank you. Excuse my sneeze. You're now at a blank percent split and you have blank deals or dollars left in order to get to the next level. And so I want to know with you, okay, well, if you were at exit, how close are you to that next step? And I'm going to show you in a second 2 different forms we're going to look at. And then your GCI year to date is blank and residuals year to date are blank. So let's jump into this. Where am I at? For step 1, I want to jump into 2 tools. The first one is, you've never seen this before. This is a new tool that I just got the coaching on. And so every single one of you, and even those of you that are not at exit strategy that are in the industry, in MRAD, in our MLS, so all over Northern Illinois, you can get this exact report from me if you're going to go into coaching with me. And if you are at our office, when you coach with me this fall, whenever that is, to get your business plan done, we're going to look at this report together for you. So this is mine. I said I'd only do mine. I won't drag anybody else out and look at your numbers publicly tonight. I'm proud of so many of you, but don't want to put anybody on the spot. So here's mine. Here's what we're looking at. What is happening in your business? Let's go back to that slide for 1 second. Is it growing? So is it growing volume-wise year after year? Is the sales price going up? Is it a balanced business? And so once we do this together once, I'm going to click on the button called email updates, and I'm going to send both of us. Isn't that going to be annoying? I'm going to get it too. I'm going to be watching with you your business over the coming months and years, so we can look at trends in your business. You're going to get this exact same report for yourself. So if I go into the last 10 years and go back all the way 10 years in your business, and so for example, a rolling 12 months, is that business growing? Well, kind of. I mean, mine's grown and then it slowed down a little bit because I'm working on this stuff with you guys, but it's overall growing. Is it, look at these bars. Is it mostly listings or is it more buyers? So look at this. At one point I had sales sides 32. Where were my listings that rolling 12-month period? I don't know. I must have been asleep at the wheel. May 2018. Actually, I know exactly where I was, and some of you do too. I was in flipping nightmare. Literally a investment property project gone wrong. But that's the type of stuff that if you and I look at your business together and it's not up here or it's starting to trend down, what's going on in your world? Are you busy with a project? Are you having something else go on in your business? Where do we need to focus? If these bars, so look over the last 3 years of my business, it's almost even buyers and sellers. If I see all listings from you, good job, as long as they're selling. But where are the buyers? Are you just not responding to leads? Are you not marketing your listings? I do wonder sometimes with a completely seller-focused business where the buyers have gone, because I'm like, I know I'm getting calls on my listings and converting those buyers. That's the beauty of listings. So we want both. We never want the bar to look like this, where I had 4 listings in May 2015 and 31 total transactions. That means I was 4 minus 31. That's pretty bad. So that is 27 buy side and 4 listings. Where was I? I don't know. So that's what we want to focus on in your business. Again, if you are a newer agent and you've only got a couple years, that's okay. We can look at it too. But I really, some of you on this call tonight, I know I saw Cassandra on there. Cassandra, your business is growing. I want to see, even if it's a 3-year history, is it going up? Is it more buyer than seller? What's going on in your business that we can figure things out as far as, and start tracking this and creating some accountability. So dollar volume wise, is the business going up? Average sales price, is the business going up? Mine's been trickling up over the last couple of years. I've worked hard in that database to do that. Where are you at in your business? So that is step one. Step one is to get this market report with me. And again, I can even do them in small groups with you guys. More than happy to. The other part of step one is going into the exit report cards. So for those of you guys that are not at exit, I'm sorry. But I am going to show everybody an exit just as a reminder. This is also on the Exit Realty Connect app. So right on your phone, you can go in and do the exact same thing I'm doing right now. And go in and get your report card. So let's look. You go into reports. That's not hard, right? And then you go into report card. And you're going to go obviously for this year. Now you can also go back all the way. I mean, look, mine goes back to 2008 when I first came here to exit. And you can see your information for the year. And then also what's going on in terms of how many people you sponsored in the company. There is not yet a reporting directly into the report card on how much you made in residuals for the year, but guess who is pushing for that? That would be me. So I want to go ahead and then encourage you to also then, if you're going to fill out this form and say, I'm now at blank split and I have blank deals left in order to get to the next level, my GCI year to date is, I'm going to go into that report where it says gross dollars. I'm going to put that right there, plop that right in to, because you know that number. I do not need, you don't even need to wait for me with a meeting with me to get that market view, that long 10-year history or however long your history is, that I will pull for you. You don't have access to that. We're going to have that together. You will have ongoing access afterwards. But that's step one, except one more piece of that, and that is the residuals. I really want to start focusing more on reminding you guys that it is such an incredible thing to have residuals. And some of you on this call are at or over 100% commission. I won't mention any names, but several people in our office are now well over 100% because you are paying less in. So in other words, you're probably capping. So there's a few people that are not capped that still maybe they've paid in 10,000 this year in company dollar, but guess what? They've gotten 30,000. So guess that who is that? That's an entrepreneur. That's somebody that's making over 100% commission. That's the beauty of this company. Now, if I go back to the beginning of the year, so I'm in the residual earnings report, and then you go into whatever today's date is. So we'll go into, what is today's date? This is we'll say through the 15th of September.
Today is the 12th.
Thank you. Somebody's saving me. And then you scroll all the way down to the bottom if you have a lot of them. If you don't, you don't yet. You see that number there, guys. That's real money. And you're going to put that money, that one on the right-hand side that's right here. That's the number, because there are those little fees from corporate when they do the accounting. They'll take a little fee out on each one of those. So that's more than, let me put it this way, it's more than I paid in. And that's hopefully for you. I would like to see at least 10,000 in your residual bonuses in the next year. That is one good recruit. That's one good person you sponsored in. I don't like, that multi-level stuff. I was at one of those companies, anything related to profit share or, it's got 5 or 7 levels to it. I don't really know what the person 2 levels beneath me is going to do, because a lot of times if you think the Pareto principle, they're probably not going to do anything. It's tough to want people to join you if you're not using some of the stuff we're talking about. But I want you to put that in there. If that's a 0, put it in there. That is a reminder. If you're in another company and you're filling this out with me, put a 0 in there, because that's going to hurt when you're thinking long-term about what we're going to talk about in the last slide tonight. But we are done with slide 1. Hallelujah, right? So action item for slide 1, get your report card. And then if you want this really cool report that's going to go long-term with you, and then just really will continue to educate both of us, there's there's your as of rolling 12 months. That's a really cool thing to see what's going on in your business. And again, if that business is going down, 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 we got to figure out why. And that's what our next slide is. It's almost as if I planned it this way, right? Okay, step 2. Who do you know? Now, you knew I was going to talk about Wise Agent, right? Don't run away yet. It's only one slide. But I need to know who is in your database. I need to know the people's name. That's your database. I just pay for the product. I do not know and don't have access to your database, but I can see the number of emails and texts you send out. I just don't know what they say in them. So, or who do they go to? So I need you to go in and fill this step 2 out. Number of past clients. Guys, I'm giving you a hint. If you don't have your categories set up right, here's the categories that I need to know. Number 1, number of past clients in the CRM, right? You don't have all your past clients and never got a problem. If you're new, you probably don't have any yet, or just a few. That's okay. Number of VIPs. Those are people referring you business or who should be referring you business who are not past clients. Because we're assuming if you did a good job and you're keeping up with them, let's talk about touches in a second. Past clients should be referring you business, but VIPs, I have a lot of people that they've never bought a place through me. Some of them even have another realtor that they personally use because of a family thing or, whatever. But they send me business. That's pretty amazing. I've got business owners that do that a lot. They're like, Nick, you help my business. I'm going to send you people. I'm like, but you didn't buy your place through me. Who cares? VIPs, how many people are in there? Third category, number of potential buyers in the CRM. Every single one of them should also be in your Zen list. Okay. So those are cross-referenced right back and forth. So number of potential buyers in the CRM. Then number of potential sellers in the CRM. They should be in Cloud CMA. And in my opinion, they should also be on your Zen list because they should be knowing what's going on in the market. And Zen list is with little coaching from a certain someone you have to get stuck looking at tonight. I'm working with them on also some really cool reporting features in Zenlist for sellers, but I need to know how many potential sellers you have in your CRM. That should be their own category. Because guess what? With Wise Agent, you can send different messages to different groups. It doesn't have to be one boring mass topic to everybody. You can split these groups up and do really nice things. Last category I'm going to suggest to you, and if you have more categories, you can write them in, but these are the really important ones. Number of people in the geographic farm or just sold or both. So who are people you're not yet in relationship with? Because all these other people you are. Who are you prospecting that you have not yet done a deal with or not yet turned into a VIP, but that you're trying to get there? I need to know those number of people. Okay. And then, we're not done. In the past month, I have sent out through our CRM office leveraged event invites. It's going to get a plug-in for those, etc. So maybe you don't want to talk about any of that stuff. Cassandra's on here. She does more of, I don't know how she keeps up with herself, more events than anybody I know. Really a community spokesperson, a community advocate. Can't say enough about her. So she may do her own thing. A lot of you are going to default to what I put together, the office puts together for you. That's why we call them leveraged events. We're going to talk about leveraging it in another slide. I'd like to know the total number of emails you sent out in the past month and the total number of Wise texts you sent out in the last month. And don't lie on those two forms, those two blanks, because that I can find out. Now, I probably will take your word for it, but if you're telling me you sent out 5,000 emails last month and all these texts and had all this engagement on your end, why did you have any closings? So we got to figure that out, and we will do it together because sometimes there's a reason. And if you can't get to that step where you're like, okay, I don't even know how to send an email, I will get you there along with the amazing support team at Wise Agent. It's 24 hours a day. Okay, so we got 2 slides that had stuff for you to fill out. Now here's a slide you don't. Where can you grow? This is the portion that's going to build your business plan for the coming year. Okay, this is the portion that's going to build your business plan for the coming year. And if you are not at our office, this may be something that you immediately want to implement at your office, is that these are the big 3. This is nothing new to those of you that have coached me for years. I've been talking about these 3 lead funnels for years and have graphics and all kinds of stuff. I've been blogs, blah, blah, blah. You don't want to hear that tonight. What you do need to recognize, though, is there's at least one of these categories, if not all 3, you need to be doing more in. Number 1, prospecting and farming. So if you don't like your numbers, or if you like your numbers but you want them to grow, for example, for me, I really should be getting expireds. I really should be focusing on expireds, guys. I'd rather coach you guys at this point. I'm just working with friends. I'm on easy street with that stuff because I have category 2 on here. So well done. Thanks to Core. Prospecting and farming, though, is for anybody. I don't care who's on here. Like Steve Kalano, more listings than anyone I've ever met. Steve may want even more listings, more, maybe he wants to work with more buyers. I don't know where any of you want to grow to, you tell me, but prospecting and farming is step 1 to me. I think that that's just such an easy way to say, okay, I want more. Part 2 of this, referrals and sphere of influence. This is my favorite. Obviously, I think you guys all know that. Circle of trust, who's in your network, and how can we expand that network and go deeper within the existing network. I have not expanded my network at all, I would say almost since before COVID. I have really focused on deepening those relationships. You may need to expand your network, okay? I'm going to be able to help you tell that. If we don't have a lot of people in the CRM, that means you need to grow the network. I've got all kinds of people in mind. I think Lana might be here from our office. Lana has a massive database, just huge. She may need to go deeper versus going wider. I have an entire annoying blog on LinkedIn about going deeper versus wider. Okay, so that's part 2. Part 3, danger zone, paid leads. Be very careful of these. Now, that nice, really cool tool that I just showed you that I have now and that I just learned, that is from the master company that owns them is Zillow. So I can't say that they're not my friends. However, I don't really necessarily love paid leads. And here's why. You don't follow up with them enough. Or you go to a vendor that really has garbage leads. So I don't want you to do that unless you are completely and constantly monitoring return on investment. I do respect paid lead sources. I just am very suspicious that unless you are really in an amazing mindset and very focused on a consistent follow-up, it's going to be not a great, if at all, return on investment. So I want you to think about that these people should be treated like VIPs, and coach with me on some other options that we have only in our office that you may know that we're not going to mention the names of right now, but there's stuff that we have that I procured for you over the years, building relationships with certain companies that we have those referral based leads. I call them lead aggregators. I have in the coaching blog, go in there. I have literally a list of all of them, and you and I can work on those because honestly, I think that's sometimes the safer bet, particularly in a shifting market where I want to make sure you don't spend a lot of money. Okay. So those are those 3 funnels. Which funnel, maybe all of them, do you need to work this year to grow? So that's where your business plan is going to come from. Here's what's probably not going to be in your business plan, but this is a reminder of what we have that you may not be taking full advantage of. And yes, suddenly we have check boxes. You can tell I'm learning how to use these little presentation tools a little better. My PowerPoints are getting slightly effective. This is a big one. I want you to check off every single thing. Every single one of those things should be checked off on there. Are you using Zenlist? Are you using the social media management tool, which, by the way, look in your inbox at 7:58 p.m. You got a invite to next Monday at 5 p.m. We have to do it a little bit earlier next week because I am the CEO of that social media management company. Starts with an R, has a V and a U. You know who it is. But we're going to keep that quiet. That invite, he's going to be on with us. He's a really fascinating guy, top agent in his market, and built this social media program. Are you using that? How many of these emails and texts that we've got for you are you sending out? You know, Wise Text is such an incredible thing. That CRM is just so amazing. Are you using it? How many cloud CMAs did you send out that are automated through that? Are you using some of your cool listing tools that we have for you? You can read this. I'm not going to read it all to you. However, I do want you to remember, you do have me as your coach. And, you know, I can't say enough that some of you consistently work me, and I love it. to the point that I've said, you know what, I don't need as many deals anymore because I feel like you guys are growing and I'm seeing the numbers grow. We're going to talk about a really cool number in a second. That is what I would love to do. If you don't coach with me, I can't help you. Period. I am not going to track you down to be like, why aren't you doing better? You determine whether you need me or not. But I can't help you if you don't come to me. And if you, as some of you already know, because I saw some of the people logging in, you know, there's nights and weekends that I'm working with a few of you because I know what your situation is. And if you communicate with me and say, Nick, none of the times that are open on your Calendly meetings and Zooms and all this stuff and driving to the different offices to see you, if none of those work, we will make a time work, but you have to engage with me or I can't help you. Okay. So also at the bottom of this, there is a new tool. Now this new tool is for you. So I have a new tool and you have a new tool. It's called Showing Time Offer Manager. All of you that are listing agents, Steve Kalano, you're going to love this. Showing Time Offer Manager. I'm paying for you guys. I'm going to pay for it through the end of the year to make sure you guys use it. And then I'm assuming you're going to love it. And then we're going to permanently have it. So I'm going to make sure you guys use it because we did have a little bit of a ramp up period with a couple different tools that I've rolled out for you. But what it is it basically, if you're in a multiple offer situation as a seller's agent, all the offers get literally sorted and presented to your seller. If it's just a one at a time, it still is just a very good way for you. If you're driving, if you are on vacation and you have someone helping your business, it's a much more organized way to communicate. And it really, it works right along with Dotloop. They're very similar in the way they work. So that is for you listing agents. So we got some really good stuff for everybody. Check off every single one of those boxes. And if you are confused about a box, come to me. I'll help you out. So step 5, where can you save? Now, step 4 was how do you leverage us? Okay. So that's part of the savings. I'm talking saving I want you to make more money so you can save more money. Do not do what I've done where I blow through all the money that I've made and go, the market's shifting. I have nothing to show for it. Learn from my mistakes. So I am luckily not in that position anymore, but I did that for many years. So I want you to, number 1, please start to think about, even if you're new, build a little bit of a relationship group. Maybe there's other new agents struggling somewhere else. Bring them over here. Have a meet with me. You are not the person to sit there and twist their arm because there shouldn't be any arm twisting. I want you to just say, hey, have a meeting with Nick. I'll go over their numbers with them. I'll go over what their CRM should look like as someone that has spent almost a year now in Wise Agent, which is the Forbes magazine is telling you it's the best real estate CRM. I just, also believe the same. So I really would love to see you guys get into the residuals. It can be a 6-figure extra income. You just saw what I did on there. And that has been year after year, just a godsend to me and to some of you. Save the residuals. Please, please, please save and buy property. I'm going to pick on Cassandra just because I know that she's on here. She bought a investment property this year. Save your residuals, buy property with it, put the money in an IRA if you don't want to buy property right now. But we just kicked off Investors Club for the fall. Please come to those events. Start thinking about where you want to go in the coming year, because we're going to, in the next slide, the last slide, told you this isn't going to be that long and brutal, right? We're a little bit over 30 minutes, but I think you're all, actually, there's more of you here than there was 5 minutes ago, because someone's either late or telling a friend. I really want you to go to the Investors Club stuff with me, whether you're going to want to buy and hold or flip. I mean, come to the parking space clinic we have coming up. That's in 2 weeks. Health and Wealth Wednesdays, I'm calling them. So Investors Club, also anything with the consumers now is going to be on Wednesdays, because you know me, I love the fitness stuff. I love the financial stuff for people. We're just going to keep Health and Wealth Wednesdays. So you got Money Mondays for realtors, Health and Wealth Wednesdays for you guys as exit agents and for your clients. Because the Investors Club, really, I don't even care if you invite some of the, your investors to it. It's a really good thing. And that could be a third 6-figure income. This is something I don't talk about too much. I have more and more felt confident the last couple of years that I know real estate is a you saw the last 10 years, I've every year at least 10 million. Now it's over 20 million. I know what I'm doing. And I know how to make a six-figure income consistently year after year. Residuals, now it's been year after year after year, almost a decade in that. Here's what I've not mastered. Watch me do it and, screw up a little bit more. But I'm starting to get in the buy and hold and the flips again. As some of you guys know, that could be a third six-figure income for you. Could you imagine that? Why not imagine it? We're going to talk about vision boards in a second. I also want you to consider where your health and life insurance and all that kind of stuff is. We have had people that have gotten sick in our office. We've had one person pass away over the years. It's been out of all these hundreds of agents and relationships we have only had one person pass away, but it was a super sad thing. And having that Blue Cross Blue Shield policy that we have, obviously you have to pay for it, but I pay for the staff to have that so that you can also get into that group. It's very, very few brokerages have that. It's a really good policy. And I hope you never have to use it. I hope I don't have to use it, but it is there for you and your family. Attend our health and wellness events, personal finance event, get involved in the community with us. It was cold earlier, so I put on this jacket. It is not cold anymore, but it's going to get cold. We want to do that. The coat drive again this year, the canned food drive, all that good stuff for the holidays. I can't believe we're almost talking about that stuff, but I want you to really engage for this coming year. Please engage. Notice step 5 also has check marks. Okay. Check off this stuff. And then last but not least, I do want to recommit to you. I've been at this company since 2008 and I've owned our office since 2009. We have never lowered a split. We'll never lower the cap. We've never charged even a penny of office fees. You pay your $375 to exit corporate. That is it. My opinion is you should be able to pay your MLS dues, maybe spend a little money on postage. And I really don't see you shouldn't be spending money elsewhere. You've got to pay your car as an independent contractor. You've got to pay for your gas. I can't pay that bill for you. I'm good. I'm not that good. I really am passionate about making sure you have everything you have from the office. We pay for your E&O. You should never be paying a desk fee. If you're somewhere else and you're paying a desk fee, get out of there. And you should never pay for coaching. I make money when you do. And if I don't do a good job for you, then I don't make money. Neither one of us make money. Okay. So that's the way we've always been set up. That is the way we will always be set up. We are a debt-free operation. I'm debt-free personally. There are people at our office that really right now are wanting to continue to grow in leadership and, potentially buy in. It will always be this deal because this deal I think is the most fair out there. You can go to a super cheap company, you get what you pay for. I'd rather have us all be on a level playing field, have as many tools as possible. I will continue to sit nights and weekends learning how to get a better CRM, do better in the marketing. I will do better so you can do better. We have to do it together. And yes, that rhymed. I'm sorry, I'm cheesy. But I hope you believe that this is the place for you and that you want to invite a friend and you want to build your business here forever. Because that's when I started this business 24 years ago. I knew my first stop, it was a big brand. They were charging me an arm and a leg. The commission splits were terrible. And the coaching wasn't that great. I'm like, this is not that great. I want it out. I don't want you to ever feel like you outgrew us. So that's why we're going to continue this conversation always. If you are not in either one of the lead programs we have, and again, don't say the name because we have some friends, I'm sure that will see this later. And I prefer that these relationships I've worked on for you are private, but those referral fee-based leads, if you are not closing enough deals, that's a good place to start. If you are kind of over those because you've got a good database, we need to work that database. This market, as you know, is slowing. I cannot tell you enough. You go back and look at Money Mondays and find out Fridays from the last couple of weeks. I don't want to, go like this to anybody. I said I wouldn't, track you down to ask you, why aren't you closing deals? The market's going to slow. We had a great couple of years. I want you to have the right tools. So let's get into one more slide. Vision board. I have always loved doing vision boards and I've always believed in business plans. We are starting extra early this year. Every year it seems like we get earlier and earlier because you know what? Every year I want you to do better. And I want us all to do better. We will do it together. Here's what I need from you. I need you to figure out where you need to go in terms of Are you not motivated? Why is that? There are people I've coached before. They're like, Nick, I'm just not really that into this. I'm like, well, that's a problem. This is an amazing industry if you work it right. If you don't, it can really, it's bad. It can be real bad. So the vision board reminds you where you want to go. And I'm not talking in terms of numbers. I know there's blanks on here for you to fill out, but that vision board party, we're going to do it at my house. First Fridays is back for the fall. First Friday night in October, we're going to do it at my house because I do have a pretty intimate story with my vision boards and career over the years. I would love to share that with you if you've never done a vision board with me before. If you have done a vision board with me before, I'm warning you, they will look slightly different this time because we are going to go into the Project X for focus areas. Same way with your business plans. I'm going to ask you to do them a little differently this year. So if you've got that same outline you've been playing around with a little bit for 4 or 5 years with me, I see you because I've seen myself do it too. We got in a rut with that same boring outline. And plus I saw competitors try to steal it. So I got mad. I also know that if we're going to go into those funnels, we got to figure out where that looks. I want to stretch you a little bit visually, mentally. So what do you want for next year? We're going to come do the vision boards. I want to know, do you need more buyers? We're going to need to figure out how. Do you need more sellers? How? And I know some of you are already like, yes, the answer is yes to all this. I get it. Me too. But I'm going to focus on the fourth blank here. You guys may focus on 1, 2, 3, or all 4. I want you to figure out what you want, and we're going to map out how to get there. So I have talked a lot this evening. This is the last slide. I would love to see as many of you as possible at next week's 5 p.m. Monday session for Money Mondays. I have so much free time next week for coaching. It is scary. That tells me you guys are maybe waiting for something. This is it. This is it. We're ready. I need you to figure out with me where you want to go. So go to your agent report. I'm going to go ahead from exit, then set up your time with me. Fill out this form as much as you can. Please don't just roll in there unprepared. If you would like to do it in a small group. So for example, Cassandra has a team of wonderful people. Some of you may just like each other and mastermind. Imagine that. Get together as a group, set up a time with me. You know how to do this. You go to teamlibrary.com and click on schedule time with Nick. If you would like to do it in person at one of the offices, I will be more than happy to do a round robin everywhere and do this in fun groups because I can sit there and hammer out a couple of these reports in 30 minutes. So we can do it as a group. Honestly, guys, this is not private information. This is information that if you wanted to look in HomeSnap and then you want to go look on this report somewhere and that you could kind of piece this together. So this is not something you should be embarrassed about if you're brand new or your sales are on the decline. You are not the only one. The market shifts and sometimes your life shifts. So looking forward to now there's more of you. I love this. That is all I've got for tonight. I am actually not going to take questions this evening. And the reason why is I'm just going to send you this darn slide so that you can fill it out. You will get this as we stop here. And you just need to get in time with me. So I'm really looking forward to it. Very much appreciate you guys. Oh, did I forget something? I did. So we have something. I'm going to turn my little screen off here. We have something really exciting. I'm just going to look at you. We got a good group here. Yes, meet me at the Dude Joliet location. That would be amazing, Heather. I bet you a lot of people would love to learn with Heather and from Heather in addition to me. You don't have to always hear just from me. But guys, I said there were 2 billion reasons why you should be on tonight's call as a surprise. Ladies and gentlemen, you have now closed over $2 billion worth of real estate. If you don't think this is an amazing place to work, to have over $2 billion in sales, that is just incredible. So have some excitement about that. We will have several different versions of graphics on that. I'm not exactly sure how I want to say it. Yes, because Cassandra's like, graphic, please. We'll get it for you. But you've got $4.4 million in residual bonuses. That I thought was just amazing. But to have Natasha, yes, we love it. To have that kind of sales volume, I mean, it's 2.2 million or 2.2 billion. You know, that billions of dollars of trust that you guys have built in our community, and we can continue to grow together. I love you guys. Have a wonderful night. This is on YouTube. I will talk to you soon. Bye bye.